It seems like Microsoft has been ramping up the availability of the Xbox Series X leading up to Christmas. Microsoft has been sending random fans really cool 20th anniversary packages, and there is a lot of chatter on the internet about Halo Infinite and some of the issues people are finding with it. Welcome back to another video, guys. If you are new here, you enjoy daily Xbox content, make sure to hit that subscribe button. So the Xbox Series X has been just almost impossible to get throughout this entire year, and we've heard that the chip shortages and the stock shortages are going to last all the way through 2022. So it's going to be tough for the next year or so to still get an Xbox Series X. However, it seems like now this week and going forward leading up to Christmas, there has been a lot more availability of stock online, or at least more drops of stock. I've seen lots of notifications on the people that I follow with random Xbox Series X drops coming to like Walmart, to GameStop, Best Buy, all those places, and I hadn't seen that in a very long time. On top of that, it looks like Microsoft is actually reaching out directly to valued customers if they are looking to pick up one of these consoles and not be, I guess, screwed over by the scalpers. So you might want to check your email with your Xbox account, because this is the email that they have been sending out, giving the ability to customers to be able to click on a link and beat the scalpers and pick up one of these consoles. And it's going to be limited availability, first come first serve. So I'm assuming they're sending these emails out to just groups of different customers, and the ones that are able to get through to purchase these consoles first are going to be able to buy them. And the limit is 1 bundle per order and 2 bundles per 30-day period. So I mean, you still may not be able to get them, and it still may be very hard unless you're one of the first people to check your email for whoever they are sending these out to. But it's good to see, just based off of the activity that I've seen over the last couple of days, the stock is coming out more for the Series X. And I think because we're leading into Christmas, the holiday season, all that kind of stuff, they want to get more of those consoles out there to their customers. I even have seen more Halo Infinite consoles popping up. I follow just a couple of people on Twitter where they literally are on the ball whenever stock is dropping at any of the big retailers. They'll tweet it out, and if you click on those links, you click on those tweets within, I'd say, the first minute, you have a chance. But anytime after that, they're literally gone instantly. So keep your eye out on your email, keep your eye out on Twitter, and hey, you may get lucky and be able to pick up one of these consoles before Christmas, before 2022. Now, as we know, it's the 20th anniversary of Xbox. November 15th was the big day. We had a great celebration, and throughout the years, Xbox has had Fan Fest. So to celebrate the fans who have registered for Fan Fest, who have attended these events, they have been sending out random gifts to just random gamer tags, random customers of Xbox. Now, it's actually really cool, and from what I can see so far is they've been sending these out to people in the United States and in Canada, as this here is a tweet from a Canadian, and it says here, or it shows here, just the awesome package that you receive. You get this like glass, I guess, cube that says 20th anniversary, November 15th, 2001, and your gamer tag etched on it. And apparently it's like super heavy, and it seems very premium. And just looking at it, I mean, that would be something awesome to have. I'm waking up and hoping that I open my door and I see a package outside. I probably a very low chance it's going to happen. However, they are sending these out to random people, and I like that they aren't just sending these out to like influencers and big name people, and that if you're just a random Xbox fan who has been attending FanFest and playing on the platform, you have a chance to get this. So you get that cube, you get the Halo Infinite controller, as well as 12 months of Game Pass in a nice little note and in a pretty cool packaging here, just explaining what it's all about. So this is pretty awesome. You love to see this type of stuff, giving back to the community, giving back to the fans of the console, not just giving out this stuff to big influencers, YouTubers, and celebrities to kind of promote the product. All right, so to end off today's video, let's talk about Halo Infinite. There is a lot going on right now with Halo Infinite. A lot of people talking on Twitter, talking on social media. The game has been out for about 10 days now in terms of the multiplayer beta, and it's a consensus that the game is incredible in terms of gameplay and in terms of fun factor. But there's a lot of people complaining about the battle pass progression and the cosmetics and all that kind of stuff. So we'll get into that. But firstly, I want to talk about Halo Infinite's delay and how the delay was a player first decision and that this wasn't something that they had to do, and they could have easily put the game out last year, which is something I thought was the truth. But Joseph Staten kind of touched on this a bit more in a recent interview, saying there's a huge amount of pressure to stay the course. I think a really wonderful example of Xbox leadership doing the right thing for our fans, doing the right thing for players, even though it hurt them, even though there were costs associated with that. It was 100% player first decision, and I'm so proud of the studio and Xbox for making that decision. There are many other examples I could provide, not the least of which being to make sure the game ran great on whatever platform you have. We just committed ourselves to set of principles and then a good handful of these epic tasks, and then went after them for campaign and multiplayer. So again, he's talking about the delay of Halo Infinite last year, and that there was pressure for them to stay the course. There was all of the marketing money that they had put out. There was Halo Infinite stuff that was on the Series Xbox, Halo Infinite marketing on, like I've said before, cups within gas stations, energy drinks, and just a bunch of stuff. They were ready to put the game out last year, and they could have put the game out last year. It would have probably been in a playable state. We've seen throughout this entire year's delay, the actual core gameplay of Halo Infinite, especially with the multiplayer, I don't think changed that much. It was mostly just the cosmetic, the aesthetic, and the graphics of the game, improving that and making sure that it ran great across all platforms. But they went ahead and delayed it, which was a great thing, so we had more of a polished product when it launched with this multiplayer beta. So with that delay, it was good. But with that being said, there are still a lot of issues people are complaining about right now with Halo Infinite, and I would say the biggest one of them all is the Battle Pass progression. People are continuously going on social media and complaining that it is too slow. Some people think it's too hard to unlock the challenges, which I don't really agree with at all. The challenges are super easy. At least a lot of them are, and you get challenge swaps. So if there's something you just don't want to do, you can swap them out. I think that the most recent update they've given us has made the progression a bit faster. Like yesterday, I played Halo Infinite for maybe like 2 hours, and I went from like level, I'd say 9 or 10 all the way up to 13, and I was able to finish like 4 events within the Fracture events and got the Yoroi armor suit and all that kind of stuff. So I don't know if it's just me. I don't think it's as slow as some people are making it out to be, or maybe I'm just getting lucky and finishing the challenges faster. I can't tell, but there's a lot of complaints and a lot of chatter about the Battle Pass, about the progression, about the cosmetics and all that kind of stuff. And 343 is listening, as on Twitter, Brian Gerard said, been traveling so slow to respond, but please know the constructive feedback is being heard loud and clear. Changes will take time. Our priority this week is giving the team a much deserved break for the holiday after a long final stretch. Thank you for understanding. And the one thing with Halo Infinite, with the multiplayer, the complaints, the Battle Pass, the cosmetics, is that this right now is in beta. The full game is releasing on December 8th, and it's a free-to-play game. And as we've seen with every free-to-play game out there, there are constant changes. People need to be patient with this game. It's not going to be perfect. It's not going to meet everyone's specific requirements and needs right away, but there are going to be changes that make sure that the game is continuously improving. And at the end of the day, the great thing about it is the core gameplay is extremely fun. It's there. They have everything they need to make this the greatest Halo game ever. But in order to do that, obviously because of the world we're in today, the games that we're in today, the business models, they need to make sure that that Battle Pass is perfected as well. Now, me personally, I've said this before, I don't really care too much. I don't really care too much about the Battle Pass and the progression and the cosmetics. I like getting the stuff because it's there, but I'm more in that old school, like back Halo 3, Halo 2, where you didn't have the Battle Pass, you didn't have all these random cosmetics that you were going after. It was just kind of red versus blue, and you're just grinding levels, and it was fun. It was great, and I kind of feel that way here with Halo Infinite, in the sense that the gameplay is so much fun. I could just go in there, and if it was just red versus blue, I would still have such an amazing time. But something else that is extremely annoying that we're seeing a lot now with crossplay games is the amount of cheaters coming on to Halo, coming onto other multiplayer games from PC. And now this is definitely happening. I feel like I've been a victim of this. Maybe not, I don't know, maybe I was just bad at the time, but there are people with aimbots already, and it's coming obviously from PC that they'll be able to do this. I doubt you can do this through an Xbox. So that's something you got to be aware of when you're playing the game. And what I suggest is going in to your Xbox console settings, which is what I've done, and turning off crossplay. So even if you're in like a crossplay game mode, I'm pretty sure Xbox is going to block the ability of you connecting with people on PC. And I have found, since I've done that, my experience with Halo Infinite has dramatically improved. Halo to me is a controller game. I'm never going to play this game with mouse and keyboard. I tried once. I didn't like it. So make sure if you do want to only play with console players to do that, because right now within quick play and within like Fiesta and the Fracture events, you don't have that option. But if you make that change in your console settings, you will only play with console players. There is the option to choose who you play with in the ranked mode. So there's that. If you don't want to change your console settings and you only want to play ranked, you can choose mouse and keyboard, mixed, or controller as well. But for everything else, you have to make the settings in the back end. So I'd highly suggest that going forward. And I guess this is an example where crossplay isn't always a good thing. And I think with first-person shooters, it isn't always a good thing for any first-person shooter, because mouse and keyboard have a significant advantage over controller. And Halo being a traditional controller shooter, I think most people who have been playing this game forever, even if they are on mouse and keyboard right now, may go back to using a controller. It just feels natural, it feels right, and that feels like that's what Halo was built for. But anyways, guys, that's it for me. Let me know what you think about all this stuff in the comments below. Have you been able to get a Series X? And if you haven't, are you looking? Do you think it's easier right now with the drops that are coming? What do you think about the 20th anniversary stuff that they're sending out to random fans, and Halo Infinite battle progression, battle pass, all that kind of stuff? Let me know what you think about all that in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that thumbs up button. If you're new here, you enjoy what you saw throughout this video, consider hitting that subscribe button. Help this channel grow. Almost has 6,000 subscribers. It'd be really cool to hit that by, say, the end of the week. Thank you guys all for watching. Thank you for your support, and I'll catch you in the next video.
We'll be right back.